But speaking about MMOs, we have an update of, I want to say, one of the very first stories that we ever covered on our podcast. It was either podcast 1 or 2. I know that much. But this was the Nostalrius servers, which were running the vanilla original version of World of Warcraft, so that people could get online and play the original WoW. And of course, everyone heard that Blizzard came down with a cease and desist notice. They had to shut down the servers. I think the servers were based in France. And we didn't hear anything for a long time. Well, this is something that I missed. Apparently, Nostalrius, the group, announced that they were waiting for BlizzCon, Blizzard's annual convention. They were waiting to see if BlizzCon was going to make some kind of announcement about having an official legacy server for the old version of the game. And if they weren't going to do it, if Blizzard wasn't going to do it, Nostalrius was basically going to start the old servers again and have the vanilla version of WoW available again, just like it was before they shut down back in April. So that apparently happened. Blizzard didn't announce anything about a legacy server, and they are restarting it, and I believe they're underneath a new brand name called Elysium instead of Nostalrius. They tweeted out back on December 17th, today is at Elysium_dev launch day. The transition period is now over, and we wish their team all the best for their #Warcraft vanilla realms. So this is apparently back online, and you can join and play old vanilla WoW again. My concern is there's really nothing to stop Blizzard from once again coming back with a cease and desist notice, because they own the rights to the game and they have complete legal right and responsibility to do that. So kind of a hollow victory, I would say.
Yeah, I really wouldn't expect it to last very long. I mean, unless they could be doing this just as hey, if you're not gonna do this, someone's going to listen to us. It could be a message to Blizzard.
Yeah.
And maybe this is the only way that Blizzard will pay attention to them. I don't see things going very well for them. So that's...
You're right, and I don't know how the legal system works. I don't know. I know that bad things will happen if you receive a cease and desist letter, and you don't cease and desist. I don't know what happens if you cease and desist and then a few months later you just start doing the same thing over again.
I imagine they're free to just sue.
Maybe, and I mean, maybe that's why it's now a rebranding and they're going under a different development name. It's probably the same people, I would imagine. They've just handed things over. I mean, they talked about transition, and that just kind of sounds like they're doing it underneath a new umbrella. Maybe that is for legal reasons. I was kind of wondering, I'm like, why switch it over from Nostalrius to Elysium? But that could be why. Maybe it's the best thing they can do for legal reasons, but again, Blizzard did it once. They could do it again, and then we're back to square one, where we don't have anyone giving WoW players a place to play the vanilla version, which stinks, because this is the bad thing to having online only games. They have a shelf life, and once that's done, and I mean, yeah, you could make the argument that, well, WoW is still going on and we have all these expansions and everything, and yeah, if you don't want to play the expansion, if you want to play the old game as it was originally conceived, you're out of luck. And it's so strange. Like I kind of feel like the law should be, if you are not making any money off of code that a company has written and they have no use for it, I don't see what the problem is. Like, no altering the game code. You can't receive any money from it. Any money you collect needs to go to the developer. But I don't know. It just seems like all we currently have is these companies that can just have the rights to something and then not use it. But all they really do is they just stop other people from using it. And it doesn't seem like we'll be able to do anything about that anyway.
Yeah. It's stuff like this that makes me realize or not realize, just remember there's a lot of Pokemon games that you can just download. Recent Pokemon Prism.
Mm-hmm.
That's been really big right now. Uranium was huge a few months ago, Nintendo telling them to shut it down. I don't know if I mentioned this. I actually got a copy of that.
Uranium?
I did, yeah.
Now they're coming for you.
Oh no.
You've outed yourself. There's only one person on the internet named Matt. And that's you.
Exactly.
You've outed yourself.
Have I said my last name on here?
No.
Cool.
Yeah,
hopefully not. Well, I mean, I imagine if I did, they wouldn't know how to spell it.
True. It is one of those types of last names. And then the mystery continues to grow.
What's my last name?
I don't know.